Abusia Yamama Kwaba Sonko so about POG Media so measure self no abaswa. Obela can was subscribe and face what my share Jumedino. Ama for from Sonsa etumi akan. Ama rain fees to sell over clicking on the notification bell on the show. Ama brand no. Yet any latest updates be at platform this wa. On Sonsa etumi akan. And some air cost for my Ghana more yen so ya Japan say. Brand no. Yabemi abidja for the air core and the air bar. Na the some and air cost for highway so. Secret meeting be na chese. Leak or Jubilee House. Nana Adodanko Akuffo adomu omu hu ba bia omu fo muti enkonko hye na ne nyina ne se eye nanado any Chief Justice Torkono na chese Electoral Commission J.Mensa na chese omakwa have secret meeting bi na meeting is about say nanado ene Torkono ka kire J.Mensa say emano allow for forensic audit Emani fee NDC for emani open any book biama NDC for esan say so nya that mistake na or allow for forensic audit na ade a omo ho be kire omo papa esan say 2020 elections no na Adodanko Akuffo adomu omo ya awe say aba no mo ye den omo wiem enya ade na Adodanko ye den o wini aba no enti nanado ehu ne say J.Mensa that mistake na or allow for forensic auditor ade a ono nanado no omo betunu afi akonya so omo be impeach nanado na Madam Torkono so ade a ono obekọ jail J.Mensa so bekọ jail la chese abusia ensema ekọ so highway ni so na nsem no anu eden enti Kevin Ekwautel ade nsem no mu twom abra ya mepesa abidafo ba mi akọ ni akọ tie de ekọ so na nsa na ebekọ no mesho so wonsem kaye bia or the share your comment section or like no subscribe now face what my share Jumedie no ama for from Sonsa etumi aka medamasi.
He is caught in a mess. They don't know what to do because now we will have to use the first register. Not 2023. They are near the better to end the year. The reason why they are not allowing this, they don't want to allow. And I say, the moment they open the books, Ghana for near Akufo is not a legitimate president. And we have all known, we've known for all this while, Nana Akuffo did not win the 2020 elections. The elections, the verdict was stolen. And EC knows, Sa register the 2020 elections, and you're credible. Now, the moment they open up the register, everyone will know, Mahama won the 2020 elections. That is why they are saying, forensic auditors now, independent, and they can fix the problem. In this, NPP4 communicators, NPP4 executives the EC is an independent body. They should be able to do their own auditing. No, the reason why they don't want any independent-minded institution to be part of the forensic auditing, and the moment they open the books, we will know Akuffo is not a legitimate president. And the moment that happens, the country will go down. Now, are you understanding? So, there is a reason. And in the 2020 elections, she could not give exact the winning numbers. And in the court to say, she could not do it because the register was bloated. Because the numbers in the register, about 20% were not supposed to be in the register. They stole numbers and they inserted in the register and they forced Akuffo and the MPP to get the numbers they got. Realistically, Nana Adodanko Akuffo did not win the elections. The NDC won. Mahama won. And the reason why J.Mensa said they will not do it, that's why people are asking a simple question. What will you lose? Because this audit, you are not paying for it. There are international agencies who are willing to put millions of dollars inside for the forensic audit to be done. We can protect our democracy. So what is stopping J.Mensa? If the Electoral Commission's motto or whatever they say they stand on is integrity, transparency, and bullshit now, why is she preventing transparency? It is because J.Mensa a mistake. That's a Obia registered. The Supreme Court is an illegal institution. J.Mensa ni boss man mo. They know some beer books say any Ghana for you register anymore. We will get to that point to be able to say the Supreme Court led by Eni Niabuano. It was a criminal court. And then we will all come to the realization or the fact to say Akuffo and the MPP never won the elections and that John Mahama won. These two things, J.Mensa would never open the register. And in America, say 2020 elections, it is not negotiable. It is not about Yakwatwaba. It is about taking power and giving to the NDC. Listen, the 2024 elections it is not about going there to exercise your franchise or whatever, and it is about you going to vote and taking the power by force to give to John Mahama. Because these people, from 2016, ever since every election they've won has been a rigged election. Every election. It's J.Mensa push it back. Now, Ghana for be able to say, why is this so complicated? It's so simple. It is simple for you. It is easy for you. But in your eyes, no one say, oh, wait, a simple job. I don't know. No, it's a big deal. Akuffo is not a legitimate president. It is J.Mensa be books only J.Mensa no go jail. Akuffo today we can impeach him and take him out of office. The Supreme Court that shouldered J.Mensa and Akuffo for Akuffo to be illegally made president, the Supreme Court to take a hit into what we are trying to find. It is basically like we are trying to poison three institutions. We are going to poison the EC, we are going to poison the Electoral Commission, and we are going to poison the Supreme Court. These three institutions, J.Mensa and protect your money. So what is left right now is that J.Mensa, hold on to this. Let us cross the elections. NDC win, we all walk out. Send your bear, they will not go back to Akuffo's illegality. So J.Mensa be a book to see Akuffo will be out of office in 2 days. I'm telling you. The demonstration you saw, it shows that the people are ready to kick this government out. It hurts me say there are some people in Ghana who have voices, and John Mahama, and most of them are quiet. But we can see clearly, say, what is going on is wrong. But you see something? This is the turning point in our democracy. We need to insist, say, ECB registering. Say, you perceive democracy, you sustain, you protect it, or my we are. Say, you to me and your side, we are. It will be tough for us to protect our democracy. So, every Ghanaian should understand, say, this register needs to be opened. It needs to be audited. We are not supposed to close our eyes to any kind of sin. So we need to get to the bottom of this matter. We need to get to the bottom of what holds our democracy together. Because I am finding chrono and bonia. Some people in the Supreme Court, some people in the Electoral Commission, and the executive. We will still be heading towards doom because J.Mensa will be handed over poison to us to eat and die. Because with him, so J.Mensa or the Tibukuya, near elections, not John Mahama winia. The next elections will be chaotic because she has already put the poison in the food. For us to be able to save this nation and recalibrate the system well before 2025, we need to insist that J.Mensa and the EC open the books for all of us to audit that book. Register there, a must. We need to demand for the forensic independent auditing of the EC register. One thing that is supposed to be done. Because that means 2028, it will be bloodier. J.Mensa just wants to hand over poison to us because everybody knows that John Mahama win the elections. Now, after John Mahama wins the elections, the next election, how are we guaranteed to say the elections are chaotic? We need to solve the problem now. We need to solve the problem today. And the only way we can solve today's problem, the crime that we see ahead of us, the disaster, the doom that is ahead of us, we can solve that problem today. Let's start thinking as humans. That problem, that civil war, that war, that destruction, that destabilization of a nation, we should be able to stop it today. And J.Mensa and the EC, they have to open the books. I must. There's no negotiations here. We are not supposed to negotiate with the EC. It is our birthright to know who is qualified or are qualified to vote in Ghana's elections. It's our right. And anytime I catch Ghana for say, what you saw today on the streets of Ghana, the demonstration you saw today on the streets of Ghana, it is not just about those people you saw. It is about the future and democracy of this nation. The people came out to fight for us. See, I'm a J.Mensa we be book him. Say the reason one person we be book him say, oh, we are 2020 elections him. About 400,000 names on the go election, on the go register him. And I'm saying Akuffo Addo ewini omo boa. Akuffo Addo nim say J.Mensa bie book ni say Kim on the president over 24 hours. He be to know. Akuffo Addo knows. The Supreme Court knows. And anytime J.Mensa said, no matter what, they are not going to open the book, but we need to force them. And they say, Jackre, they be try to easy because say we are basically postponing our death. That's a fact. We are postponing our death because a woman and then the year to Ashada. And J.Mensa and the Eku Yende na O2 a woman or my poison, slow poison to die in 2028. This is not a joke. This is not a joke. This is something we need to take serious. And I applaud every single Ghanaian. Opia Bontinika said, I need to protect my democracy. I need to protect my life. I need to make sure the right thing is done. What has happened over the past 8 years, we need to stop. We need to recalibrate the system. And then the ginger Ghana for all over the country to come out today to say the EC. We are talking about one individual who is supposed to bow to we the people. J.Mensa is one person who is supposed to bow to us. So what is stopping us from making sure this woman bows to us to open the books for us to see what is in it? And J.Mensa is basically has put us in a position where we are dead. She is just postponing our death. We need to stop this death today. You can stop it by opening the books, by making independent auditors audit the EC register. I swear to God, the massacre that we will experience in 2028, we will not rise again as a nation. And so people say, I didn't think J.Mensa book. It is because they bloated the register in 2020. It is because the register we used in 2020, Akuffo Addo knows the number he got wasn't the number he was supposed to get.
Abusuya, it's in some no be any Okokotie no na chese eye J.Mensa eye nasua ana se ndua wo buagu nasuma chese why na ho se deda NDC 4 year se on allow for forensic audit on tie ni nyina sana efri if so nim so ye that mistake no na onya biebu kun se eye forensic auditors embra emhwe eye voters register ni mu a eyade a edensem bebaba eyade a onu J.Mensa na nkasa no obekogye na Addo danko Akuffo Addo ne ho betwe na Madam Torkono nso ho betwe no esan se 2020 elections is alleged that ewiemu yeden ebemu enti the only evidence abemi yehu se ampa se yisi ewia abanim ema eye na Addo danko Akuffo Addo ne MPP amayoko no eye se voters register no se onya ye that mistake no allow for forensic audit ayade a ne ho betwe no enti na madam yi abundu egu na suma o se deda NDC 4 ye no onti ye no enti o sha eye MPP communicators omunya akotena TV so a ensem omo kan se Electoral Commission on a independent body. And Sumunim Sana Tama Charlotte say serve as EC boss. A yadia momo church letters command say on your forensic audit, just a pressure with the mama, Nina audio serial, your Mapadier, a mamma talent enough for the Addo J.Mensa Suamodie, Momaya Mose Monte said to go be crampu Noabe, just say. And some are Kevin Aquatilla added to us about fire J.Mensa and some unwedding. It's Member Sabbath for Sababiako, Niaquati and Sama or the Tuasun.
The reason why she doesn't want to open the books today is because she knows the Supreme Court that was led by Edini Yeboah, they basically illegally protected her in court. And I'm telling you, the current Chief Justice, she was on that panel. She also knows the kind of things they stopped from letting us know that J.Mensa lied to Ghanaians. That is why Madam Torkono, with the rest of the guys, prevented J.Mensa from entering the box to tell us who and what numbers each person got. That is why today Madam Torkono is the Chief Justice. Because today, if J.Mensa even opens the books, Madam Torkono is questionable. The Chief Justice of Ghana say a registered Madam Torkono, who was on that panel with Edini Yeboah, who was very vocal on that panel, wrote her own piece of their submission on that decision they made. She will also find herself in hot soup. It triggers the rippling effect. It will enter EC, it will enter the Jubilee House, and it will enter the Supreme Court. J.Mensa saying it is not on almost heading these three institutions and they say don't do it, because when you do it, you need to be. You get what I mean? Let's not joke about this. J.Mensa did not know the job from day one. J.Mensa has never been somebody who is smart enough to oversee the activities of the EC or run an election. Since J.Mensa came into office, on to me running election, Papa Biabe seen there. So they know. We need to keep pushing. And we need to overhaul these institutions. We need to overhaul the judiciary. We need to overhaul the EC. And we need to overhaul the executive. That is the Jubilee House. That is why we all have to put our voice together to make sure the right thing is done. And the right thing is simple. The EC needs to open its doors for all of us, for all the stakeholders to come in to audit the register before we go to the elections. J.Mensa Biabukrim said Gigim, Akuffo only president over 24 hours. I'm telling you. J.Mensa Biabukrim said Gigim, Madam Torkono, the Chief Justice, will resign. J.Mensa Biabukrim said Gigim, Bossman, J.Mensa will go to jail. They are protecting their criminality. But we are the people with the power. We have to let them understand. We have to push them to do what we want. So the demonstration should not end today. It should not end today. The conversation should go on. The pressure should be mounted. I have heard the NDC want to bring Parliament back, to re-summon Parliament, to open an issue on this EC thing. It's a good one. The NDC and Ghanaians should go to the constituencies, the districts, to make sure another demonstration is put together. The pressure needs to be more. The pressure is for us to all get to the bottom of the problem. Nobody hates anyone. We all want the right thing to be done. We Ghanaians who are in support of this demonstration, we want to basically make sure our democracy is intact. We are trying to fortify our democracy. That is why we are in support of anything that will bring transparency, accountability, anything that will make the people have clear conscience before they go into an election. And we all have to exert that pressure. The conversation should not end today. The conversation should go on from tomorrow. The pressure should be on. J.Mensa needs to bow to the people and work for us. Because we told her to go there. When she was the head of IEA, J.Mensa, when she was the head of IEA, this is what J.Mensa said. She said, IEA calls for voters register with acceptable margin of error. She was in charge of IEA. She said, Sir Charlotte said our office, on making sure say voter register and auditing. This woman, today she's the EC boss. And they were using Musa ĺዀ뾱ba at work can quasiasem. Akuffo the Jimmy Abreche way, atam a yes soldier for the Oba wechi. Oba we are now rough to say gatum. And Akuffo atam dien, atam a yes soldier for, and the soldier for kuta handbag say moi. Because Akuffo has lowered our security forces. J.Mensa now is like a tyrant walking in the city. J.Mensa is like somebody who has committed murder. She works with about 7 military men. This foolish lady, when she was leading the IEA, or catch the Ghana for a catch the Charlotte Semu say they should audit the register. What has changed today? Now, when you read the recommendations, when she was the head of IEA, they gave about 5 recommendations. No more catch Charlotte say, only J.Mensa catch Charlotte say, this is what you have to do. The register that is there, you have to make sure you audit it. J.Mensa when she was the head of IEA. IEA, and you'll be ideal, J.Mensa IEA. That Institute of Economic Affairs was a J.Mensa and yet any institution be a super mighty be a free baby by you. J.Mensa institutional and almost set your powers for Ghana fossil. So it is not any intellectual, intelligent anything. It was put together for political reasons. Now, who read this story now? J.Mensa recommendation or the Charlotte say, EC boss not say. It was agreed that there are irregularities with the current voter register. All stakeholders must work together, towards a consensus position on addressing these irregularities. The two main schools of thought on how to resolve the problem of illegal entries in the register are not mutually exclusive. This is because purging the register will ultimately result in a new register, while compiling a new register will rely on some existing data from the old register. What is critical is that the final output of the exercise must be a voter register with an acceptable margin of error. J.Mensa&Torkono says, we need to audit the register. We need to clean the register. We need to make sure that register is not full of errors. So why is she today preventing us Ghanaians from auditing the register? Why is she today not open to this idea? If she's credible and she's transparent and not a criminal who was just brought there to fool herself, if she wants her credibility to be intact, not for people to call her that she is a criminal, she's supposed to open herself up and say, even during my era or my tenure, I made Ghanaians, I made stakeholders enter the EC with independent auditors to audit my books. She can't do it because she's a criminal. She protected Akuffo. She stole the elections 2020 and 2024. She wants to steal it. This woman is diabolic. When you read some of the recommendations, she was telling ﷺ, these are the things from J.Mensa when she was the head of IEA. The Electoral Commission should demonstrate proactiveness and leadership on this important national issue. It should engage the services of a competent, credible, and external organization to conduct independent investigations into allegations of bloating. Though Article 46 of the National Constitution protects the EC from directions or control, it is nevertheless accountable to the citizens because it is a public organization which draws its funds from the consolidated fund. It must therefore ensure full transparency and accountability in its work. J.Mensa&Torkono says, even though EC now, even though no a independent body no, a very important to say. I was say, Oma Ghana for Omoya Ghana for no, Sebio dio Omo pese Omoye, de Jumadi Omo pese wudi na also wudi. Inti se Ghana for a pese with the independent auditors ba. Ye kachira was say, I was so ye sa. If you say eno na beboa ema pepe yo, and say e register e mubeda ho fine. J.Mensa&Torkono says, I was say Charlotte say, Emma independent organizations, or my Ghana for political parties the chance to come and audit the books. It happened. I didn't know that J.Mensa doesn't want to do that. What bought them? J.Mensa thinks that Ghana and Papa Diakwasiaba. Today, J.Mensa does not want to allow Ghanaians to go in there. When she was speaking, she actually stated the article that shows and that says the EC has the constitutional right to take their own decisions. But Osaka also catch the EC say it is important. So Obama Ghana for and the international bodies come and audit the register because Sikana Yedichia ka. Sikana yede bo isi ho ban no sa sikana if you consolidated fund no e Ghana for sika enti J.Mensa&Torkono say Ghana for sika nkwa na yede hwe eye den eye isi dia and the Ghana for wo ho kwan say e wo say omo tinamu bi na omo hwe de wo enkrata nim adentina kwasiaba we today she does not want to open the register. Because when she opens the register, Madam Torkono will never be a Chief Justice again. Akuffo will never be president, and she herself will lose her job. These three people, their job is on the line. So J.Mensa we will make sure the Chief Justice is no more Chief Justice. Nana Akuffo will be impeached, and J.Mensa will go to jail. So J.Mensa is there protecting three institutions and three people. Now you understanding why what is happening is happening. It is not a joke.
Abusuan tiwe ne nsema ekọ so highway ne so achese Nana Addo Akuffo ne Chief Justice Torkono and achese EC boss J.Mensa omo tesoma akwa ye omo secret meeting say enya dia omo be allow for a forensic audit if say omo allow na nde say Kim at the asem ebeba Ghana pa achese Nana Addo ye be impeach na Torkono and so on serve as Chief Justice BM na obetima ko eye jail and na eye J.Mensa and so betro ma te say and sama e course so highway ni so no na nsam no anu edene nti abusua madam asesam je penye me ko tie nsama ye bra penye Kevin Ekwabadu Taylor e de ba bedom ye aha POG Media madam ase